Dear viewers, a very warm welcome to Rödl and Partner presents The Lighthouse, Talks with our India experts. In this episode, we aim to decode compliances required for businesses under the much-awaited Digital Personal Data Protection Act that was passed on the 11th of August 2023. The prime area of focus of this episode revolves around discussing the impact of the Act on daily operations of businesses. In today's session, we have with us Vivek Balakrishnan. Vivek is a senior professional enrolled with the Bar Council of India and advises clients on data protection laws, commercial laws, technology matters, and intellectual property laws at Rödl and Partner. Welcome, Vivek.
Thank you so much, Anushrii.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for the wonderful opportunity.
Can you please elaborate the topic for our viewers?
Sure. So the India's Personal Data Protection Act of 2023 marks a significant milestone in the country's technology regulatory framework. Right? And it is indeed my pleasure to speak about the India's very first Personal Data Protection Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, and its impact on the daily function of businesses. Right? And most importantly, how we as Rödl and Partner can help the client comply with the given legislation.
Absolutely. And this brings me to the core question of today. What types of businesses does this Act apply to?
So the DPDP Act will apply to all businesses processing, storing, collecting, using personal data such as name and phone numbers of individuals in digital format within India. Additionally, it will also apply to personal data processing by businesses in a location outside of India if it is for offering goods and services in India, right? So this extension specifically applies in cases where organizations are offering goods or services to individuals in India or engaging in profiling of Indian citizens, right? And it is interesting to note that the central government also retains certain powers to exempt certain classes of data collectors / data controllers, including the startup companies as referred to under the Act. So we are yet to wait and see what are the kind of enactments in their favor.
Quick follow-up question there, Vivek. What constitutes personal data and how has the law defined it?
Well, the Act defines personal data to broadly include any data about an individual who's identifiable by or in relation to such data. In simple terms, it includes email IDs, names, phone numbers, or any other non-public information relating to a person, which is generally not available in the public domain, right? And the Act covers all such data which has been written and subsequently digitized.
Great, this is indeed insightful. Another question that flows from this is, what exactly does the law require businesses to do in order to get compliant with this Act?
Oh, that's a great question, Anushrii. To answer the question, at its core, the DPDP Act seeks to establish a higher level of accountability and responsibility for all entities dealing in personal data. So in simple terms, it emphasizes the need for a robust internal IT security measure in place to secure the data and uphold the rights of people that such personal data relates to. It also outlines the broad step for data usage, namely obtaining consent from a data subject prior to collecting their data. Let them know the legitimate reason behind your collection. Also let them know the mode of use, your storage policies, your retention policies, and where it is stored. Most importantly, have a grievance redressal mechanism in place and report to authorities within the prescribed timelines. And in short, ensure that the rights are provided to all the data subjects / citizens under the Act. And talking about the compliance requirement, it really varies from business to business, making it very imperative that we have tailor-made solutions depending on the line of business of each of the companies. So we are happy to address any questions that the clients may have by way of an email.
So Vivek, what are the consequences of non-compliance to the Act?
So the businesses that fall under the purview of the Act, there's a lot of compliance requirements that have been conferred upon them, right? And in case of non-compliance, it may result in a heavy penalty on these companies. And it can extend up to 250 crore of Indian rupees, and hence, compliance is paramount.
That's a very huge amount, and that can be a big setback to the companies. So it would be helpful for our viewers, Vivek, if you could tell them the immediate steps to get compliant to the Act.
To start off with, carry out an internal audit to determine if you process personal data. Well, if the answer is yes, adopt internal policies and amend your contractual documents. Tweak your policies and disclaimers and make them in line with the requirements stipulated under the Act. And most importantly, there are certain compliance requirements that are set out under the Act, which you may want to address. And at all times, please seek professional help wherever required. However, if you do not process personal data, please set them out clearly in your disclaimers and other documentation that you do not feel personal data. But however, the moment you bring about change and you start processing personal data, that is where you have to, sort of amend your policies in line with the Act. And at all times, please seek professional help.
Lastly, Vivek, how do you see this move from an international trade relations standpoint?
That's an interesting question, Anushrii. The Act is reportedly expected to have a significant impact on India's trade negotiations with other nations, right? And the Act also follows a global data protection model similar to the EU's GDPR and the China's PIPL.
That's great to know. Thank you so much, Vivek, for such a wonderful session and a very informative one, I must say. I'm sure this session will surely be relevant to our viewers who are interested to get a basic understanding of legal requirements to be compliant with the Act. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me to the session, Anushrii. To reiterate my point again, the solutions have to be tailor-made from business to business, and we are happy to take any questions that the clients or the viewers may have in this regard.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Vivek's contact details are given in the bio of this video. With that, we conclude our today's session. Dear viewers, we would be delighted to remain connected with you via our series Rödl and Partner presents The Lighthouse, Talks with our India experts. Thank you for watching our today's informative video. Until then, please be safe, grow your business, and play by the rules.